Oh, there's the cookies. Be right back.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
Hello there! Well, I was in the middle of recording a video on whether or not all the new releases are bad, because as we all know, old good, new bad, and Games Workshop goes ahead and drops this doozy on us. So, my name is Bando, this is Breakfast with Bando, and sit back kids as I get really angry over the loss of little plastic men I've not bought in a decade. So, what have we got here? Space Marine range update. Bikes, land speeders and more are soon zooming off into the sunset. Well, fuck you, because, you know, oh, look at that, isn't that fun? Because the proper title of we're just binning half of our range just doesn't sell as well, does it? The new edition of Warhammer 40,000 is finally with us, and banned in Germany. That's right, 10th edition has been banned from the tournament scene in Germany because it's too broken. Games Workshop's solution: bin off a load of other miniatures. Great. A new Space Marine Codex is looming on the horizon. A new Space Marine Codex is always looming on the bleeding horizon, okay? We get 2 Space Marine Codexes edition, and it's ridiculous. Blah-de-blah-de-blah, in battle reinforcements, blah-de-blah. The Space Marine range is already huge, so make some room for glorious new miniatures, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Okay, let's start with that one, right? People who talk about the Space Marine range having too much bloat, and there's just too many data cards, and there's too many entries, so that's why we're getting rid of things. Okay, so we're getting rid of Space Marine Devastators, right? And we're replacing the single entry of Space Marine Devastators with a Primaris squad with heavy bolters, a separate Primaris squad with multi-melters, a Primaris squad with plasma cannons, a Primaris squad with flamers, a Primaris squad with, I don't know, fucking Gravis armor and those stupid fists. Sorry, it's like 5 or 6 entries for one squad. We're reducing bloat, are we? Are we reducing bloat? Because we went from having a Devastator squad that could be equipped to be anti-tank, anti-infantry, anti-heavy infantry, to being anti-horde, to however we wanted it, to 5 or 6 different entries, each one doing their own thing, but each one being an individual entry in the codex. That's not reducing bloat. The smarter thing would have been to go, hi, yeah, we've recategorised everything. This is a Primaris support squad. They can be equipped as Hellblasters and all be given plasma guns. They can be Incinerators and be given melter guns, or Flaminators, or Boltonators, or Lazinators, or whatever the hell else stupid name they want to be given. Fans of the Firstborn Space Marine should know no fear. Contrary to heretical whispers from the Noon Sphere, we're not erasing them in the 41st millennium. Well, for a start, we're in the 42nd millennium, so I'm not taking that with any bloody salt. The new Space Marine Codex still includes plenty of non-Primaris units, only because you haven't got ready to get rid of them yet. Tactical squads will still be driving around with rhinos, because these guys outsell every single Primaris kit known to man. Yeah, wonderful. Oh, we're getting rid of them because they've got contemporaries. Funny, because I remember when we were being told that we weren't getting rid of these. That the whole idea that was that Primaris were reinforcements. They were there to help complement the Space Marine chapters, not to replace them. And obviously I'm not stupid enough to think that was ever really true. We all knew they were going to be a replacement, but this is just dumb. And here we have the list. Attack bikes, replaced with the Mario Kart buggy. The bike squads and scout bike squad, replaced by the Outrider squad on a bike with 0 ground clearance. Like, seriously, driving over a flat piece of concrete, a single pebble would cause the Outrider bike to crash and burn. I mean, the regular bike isn't much better, but it's also not like 8 feet long. The Scout bike, I love the Scout bikes. Scout bikes are fantastic. That really pisses me off. The Land Speeders. Okay, that's really great because it's not like they're a fucking iconic vehicle in the 41st millennium. The Storm I can kind of see. Very few people I know actually like the Storm. And it doesn't have much use. But the Land Speeder is great. The Land Speeder is iconic. The new Land Speeder Primaris doohickey is the size of like a terrace of houses and has a crew of like 36 guys and 1 midget under the guns. The Stalker Hunter. The Stalker Hunter isn't even an old kit. This came out in like, I think 6th or 7th edition. I mean, that being said, it's never been popular. And it was from that era when Games Workshop kits really started looking like Tonka toys. But still. And also, it doesn't have a contemporary. There is no anti-air Primaris vehicle. I guess because they're kind of pulling back on flyers. It can't even pull double duty in the Heresy. Which is kind of... I mean, I like it. I like the look of it. It looks cool. I've never bought one. I doubt I'd ever would buy one. But hey, you want to retcon that and put it into the 41st and the 30th millennium, I'd think about buying one. The Ironclad Dreadnought. Again, Tonka toy. Look at the size of the fins on these missiles. They're ridiculous. Look at them. Like, in reality, that is... I'm not even going to joke. Like, if this was in real scale, the fins on these missiles are going to have a forward face of about 3 inches. They've got the radar signature of Copenhagen. But again, this was a very much a Tonka toy looking model, and especially from the era when we had this in resin from Forge World in a considerably better package. This was just a poor imitation. Look at it, this is like out of balance, everything's just stuck on. Yeah. Okay, it's a bit sad to see it going. I would have bought one by now if I ever wanted one. The Assault Squad. The Assault Squad is one of the most important pieces of kit the Space Marine community had. Like, where do we get our running legs from? Where do we get all our chainsaws from now? This is a fantastic kit. Full of bits. Just really useful. And it's being axed. And I get it. It's because we're getting jump assault intercessors. Fine. Whatever. Company Command. Another fantastic kit. Definitely showing its age now. But a brilliant kit for a source of bits. You had the really cool Shadow Captain, whatever his name was, who my only complaint is that stupid leg. Like, but these guys, you got 5 guys. You got a set of kneeling legs, which we still don't think have in Primaris, and then you got a banner, an apothecary, power fists. You got power swords, special weapons, all the funky bits. This was a brilliant kit, and also, until the last couple of price hikes, was actually really well priced. So I might pick me up one of these before they disappear from my local place. Not sure. Scouts, controversial one. A lot of people don't like Scouts, especially the heads. I don't mind the Scout models. We're getting new Primaris Scouts Fin Kill Team, so this was obvious. I'm surprised they've lasted this long. I'm about to start a Empress Children Army. I'm still waiting on my delivery of printed Mark II, and I kind of want to get some Scouts to throw in there. But I'm not buying them from Games Workshop, so... Scouts with sniper rifles, same as above. Showing their age, definitely. Great source of bits. I mean, look at these sprues, though. Look at the sheer difference between a sprue you get, a modern sprue. You could triple the number of models on a modern sprue layout. But some of these bits here look fantastic. So, bit sad to see them going, but they're definitely showing their age. This is the weird one, because this isn't a particularly old model at all. I think this guy came out in 6th edition or early 7th edition. Now, I do want one of these. I'm certainly not buying him for £22.50 because I'm going to be getting rid of half of him to give him like Mark III legs. So, you know, Nerf Forge World East. But I'll be definitely picking him up. So again, why is this guy going but the chaplain isn't? He came in a box of 3 models. It was him, a dodgy captain if I remember correctly, and a chaplain. Christ, this website is absolute cancer. Yeah, this guy. It was the Space Marine Heroes box. It was him, a librarian, and a captain, I'm sure of it. So why is this guy not going? We've got Primaris chaplains. This guy fits no requirement whatsoever. There is absolutely no need for this guy to exist. So I guarantee this guy will go up for last chance to buy in the next couple of weeks as well. Which, again, I'm not happy about. Like, I'd rather these were available for people. Actually, that's a really cool head. I do like that. I would much rather these models were available for people to buy. Make them just made to order. Stick them up and say, hey, you know, made to order. We need an order of 50 of them before, you know, it goes. Sign up, and once we get that sign up, we'll start making them, and you can pay for it. I'd be much happier with it that way. Tech Marine with Servitors. Yeah, kind of saw this one coming. He's old. It's fine cast, if not metal still. Finely detailed resin cast miniatures. Yeah, this model's always been an interesting one because it's an interesting model, but that backpack is just an absolute monster. Oh, it's a pity. I mean, the arm is that axe. I love. Oh, moving things all over the place. I love the axe arm. I've got that on an Iron Hand. My Iron Hand Pravian, I think it was, and an Iron Hand character of my 30k army. And I've used these arms on all sorts of things. I've got this model somewhere, missing half of the arms off the backpack, so I don't know if I'll ever go find him. And the Thunderfire Cannon, another one. Another miniature that's just kind of languished, unloved. Again, it's in Failcast. It's a bit redundant now. We've got the weird Primaris Gumpf Cannon, or whatever they call it. Thank you. It's a pity. It's an interesting looking model. Hey, remember when a Land Raider had one of these slapped on the front of it? Yeah, I remember. Fuck you, Games Workshop. So, here we go. Oh, nobody likes to remind me they're very, very old. No, nobody does. And the fact is that these models, like the bikes, for example, have effectively been the same kit for close to 25 years. But look, no longer available because they've sold out. I like the attack bike as well. It's a great one to use in Heresy. Scout bikes I think have already sold out as well, yeah. Land speeders? Not quite. Land speeder retard? No. I'm surprised that's sold out. But enough of them are sold out already. That one I'm surprised. I'm surprised the Assault Squad hasn't gone yet. So, yeah. Wonderful. Games Workshop is ditching another load of their things. And they're doing it, you know, as if they're doing us a favour. And I don't like that. You know, don't piss in my pocket and tell me it's raining. So, I'm sure I've said it before. I will not be buying any of these from Games Workshop. I refuse to allow them to use FOMO marketing to get me to make purchases I wasn't planning on making. Oh no, you might not be able to get this bike squad ever again. Ooh, fine. I think you find I can, and I can get them for quite a considerably cheaper amount than you offer them for. So, that doesn't work on me. That being said, if there are Firstborn kits that you are interested in, such as, you know, Blood Angels Assault Terminators, Blood Angels characters, the Space Wolves. I mean, these are the ones I'm really interested in, is getting a load of Space Wolf stuff at the moment. I would look at going ahead and making your purchases as soon as possible. Just because this is going to spread, unfortunately. This will not stop until Games Workshop has replaced everything with chunky Tonka toy marines, and it's a bit sad. Oh, bloke, yeah, we've got 3 entries for Phobos marines in this codex. 3 entries for effectively the same squad. That should be a single entry with 3 different weapon options. That's it. Terminator Assault Squad's still here. Yay! Why are they still here? Yeah, 3 different land speeders. Yay! Centurions are still here. Centurions are some of the worst models Games Workshop's ever made. They're awful. Look at these things. This is like Dreadnought level retarded. But they're still here. And we're probably going to get a... Oh, you can still use them because Primaris can fit inside them now. Nah. Awful. Awful. Really awful. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Awful. Always awful. Not bad. Awful. Awful. Whirlwind's still here. Why is the Whirlwind not last chance to buy? We have a second Whirlwind. We have the Heresy Whirlwind, you know. I just don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if these go relatively soon as well. Predator as well. Vindicator will go. Land Raider and Land Raider Crusader will go. Yeah. So, if you're going to buy these things, and even if they are models that are direct order only, you know, like these Ravenwing bike squadrons, don't buy them from Games Workshop. If you've got a local gaming store that stocks Games Workshop items, they can still order these in for you on special order and they can get you 10% off. So even if they are direct order only, speak to your local retailer and say, hey, I'd like you to make an order at Games Workshop for me for some stuff. Maybe they will say no. Drop a line to some of the guys at like Dark Sphere, Element Games, Wayland Games, those sorts of things. I think Firestorm Cards maybe can still do it. And just say, hey, I'd like to order some things through Games Workshop. Because you can do it for things like the Forge World decal sheets as well through the Games Workshop website. You can do it for the Primarchs. Anything that's for sale on this website, they can order you at 10% off. So, you know, order 3 boxes of these if you want them. I quite like it. The problem is I can't afford to buy a lot of these things on a whim. I have to be quite stingy with my hobby budget, and I generally only buy second-hand stuff when it's a great deal, or if I buy big boxes like the Age of Darkness box. So the idea of me just dropping £37.50 on 3 models, that's pretty rough for me. That's just not going to happen. But hey, you know, if you want these things, Belial, that's one that's definitely getting replaced in the next year. Belial will probably be the main character you get in the new Dark Angels Codex. Samael is another one I really want. Ezekiel, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets replaced as well. I'd say it's a toss-up between Ezekiel and Belial. Maybe even both of them. That was one of the first Games Workshop models I ever had, and I loved him. And him, Brother Bethor, that was his name, but he didn't come with a sculpted banner back in the day. That's a I think 6th edition. They gave him a sculpted banner. He used to just come with, like, they had a generic, like, Space Marine arm sprue that came with, like, a chainsaw and a bolt pistol arm and 2 shoulder pads and a backpack, I think, that they could throw in with these metal characters. Asmodai, I'm not sure what's going to happen to Asmodai, actually, because his role is kind of no longer required in the fluff. You know, they ain't punishing the fallen as much as they were before. So yeah, if you've got firstborn models you want, especially if you're a Heresy player, if you haven't checked them out, check out my videos on what kits can be used in the Heresy from these guys. Also, Armies of Chaos, Chaos Space Marines. I would also go through the Chaos Space Marine list. Do you want to load? God, this website is pure cancer. Go through these things and find older models you like the look of. So for these guys, if you want things like the Noise Marine upgrades, the Chaos Land Raiders, the Sonic weapons, the bikes, I reckon the bikes will be going relatively soon. Chaos Spawn will probably be going soon. The Rhino, the Vindicator, probably the Defiler as well. Terminator Lord, Predator. Any of those older kits you like the look of and you've been thinking, oh, I'd quite like to get those, I would bump them up the priority. These guys, I'd love to pick up a load of these guys. Get like a full bike squadron or two for my Sons of Horus. And these are perfectly usable for Heresy. Like late Heresy army. Swap out the helmets for like Mark III or Mark IV helmets. Maybe swap out the backpacks if you don't want to use the Angelus ones. I love these backpacks, so these would actually be getting saved for something different, like a, you know, character or something. And that's really it. That's all you'd have to do to make these totally acceptable for the Heresy era. Maybe shave down the Chaos Star that's on the fuel tank. But that's it. You know, depending on how chaosy you want your Space Marines to look. You know, get rid of the spikes on the back of the gauntlets, trim down some of the spikes on the side and on the wheels. Yeah, that's it. You know, they're all wearing Mark 6. They're actually wearing Mark 5 armour. But you've got like Mark 6 greaves. I think they're wearing gloved, so it's technically like Mark 2 hands. And then Mark 5 or Mark 6 chests. They're great, you know, they work for the Heresy. Swap out the heads, swap out the backpacks, you're good to go. £27.50 for 3 bikers. You know, that's great. They fit the Night Lord's aesthetic and the Sons of Horus perfectly. A little bit of work, you can swap out the bolters for some plasma guns if that's your thing, for Outriders. Give them a load of really cool close combat weapons. You know, they're good models. They're just old. And don't be kind of, look at this space. Yeah, just don't constantly have to buy into the new models cut every single time. These models are absolutely fine for what they represent. I'm sure I will still get round to doing this new bad, you know, old good kind of video. Kill Team Cassius is another good one I'd recommend getting. But reassess your purchases. Don't just go for the new stuff because it's new and shiny, because that's gonna, like, you know, don't buy this Demon Prince just because he's you know, he's out there now. He's going to be around for a couple of years. There's going to be no rush to get this unless you desperately need it for an army. You know, if you just collect models, look at some of the older stuff first. Okay. Alright, well that's me being maudlin and depressing for the day and getting angry. If you guys like the video, just drop a comment, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. I can't tell you what to do, I'm not your dad. Insert catchphrase here, I suppose. Alright, have a good one.